So here's something, and I'm putting this up to make up to shall not be infringed over kind of climbing in with both feet into the court case of the bum hitting the dits. Around last Christmas time, I was up at my in-laws' house, and I'll give you a little background. My mother-in-law is a clerk of courts or something along those lines, and you guys know me. I am who I am. And she is talking about how the district attorney, or whoever it is that's the district attorney at that level, as a Christmas present for the people who work for the court, was forgiving and signing off on all the citations that the family members and the people who work for the court have gotten that are still, uh, what is it called, outstanding. Again, naturally, you guys know me, but I'm trying to keep it as cool as possible. I'm sure you can imagine how I feel about something like that. And if that story isn't bad enough, she got into a little bit of the details of how in one circumstance somebody ran into somebody else's car on their private property and there wasn't even that much damage, but yet they still called the cops and demanded that they receive a ticket and everything else. Do you guys see the problem with this whole thing? Two, two things here. One, fair play is fair play. If I gotta pay some stupid ass fine for doing some stupid ass crap, then everybody needs to. And the district attorney, the person who actually forwards the case, that is entirely too much power resting on that single individual's shoulder. And that ain't cool. That goes against the checks and balances that I talk about, that I get criticized for not noticing that they don't exist. I know they don't exist. Right? I know it all hinges on some stupid district attorney who can just say yay or nay. I've seen it many times. The other part was the attitude of the I know something you don't know in my family member, and like, oh, look at what they're doing, and I can't believe they would call the cops on that person, and that attitude of getting into somebody's business, man. And they're decent people. My family, they're decent people. I think they're normal people. we like we like seeing people's dirty laundry, you know. And that's the majority of folks out there. I had thought for the longest time that there would be enough people who are willing to reason and put forth their case and and present it in a logical fashion. A good way to put it is, let's say you and I have a disagreement. You, the viewer, and I have a disagreement. You state your case. I state my case. And the reality of our case is the final arbiter. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm right. But in the end, when we present our cases like that, we both profit from what's happened. The majority of what I see so far has been the opposite. It's all about the win. The only thing that counts is if my argument wins. And it doesn't even matter how my argument would win. If my argument can win because I leave somebody in ignorance over information, I still win and I get my jollies. That's the majority of what I see. And it's getting harder and harder to find the minority who's looking for that discussion with me, where you disagree, you present your case, I present my case. We both work together to try and find the reality of it, and then we move forward. An attitude of seeking out and I know something you don't know to make yourself feel empowered over another individual is not cool. You know, if it's good information, which I get a lot of good information, then it's something to be shared. Uh, mm-hmm. It's a little disappointing. If hey, and if somebody's putting up videos that are presenting logical cases, and I'm not watching them yet, let me know. Because I know of one, the main guy I'm watching right now. His name is Lengthy. Let me get it up here. Lengthy Young Arthur. Lengthy. I'll put it down in the thing. His vids are long, but he's a pretty smart dude. Lengthy Un Arthur. LENGTHYOUNARTHER. He's an interesting guy. Libertarian. I don't know. He's very libertarian. I found out about him through Kid Idiotech A. Cool vids though. I don't know. I think I'm just reminiscing a little bit and missing some of the more logical guys that have quit. There were people on here for a while that they were more than willing to be real, honest to goodness people who sought out the truth, and they had their theories established, and they were pursuing that, but there were some errors in their logic. And I had some interaction with these people, and I'd set up videos, and we would respond back and forth, and it was an absolute delight. However, those people ended up getting run ragged, and I'll tell you why. It isn't because they couldn't handle the logic of video responses or people who gave them a concise argument. It was the aggravation of the people who would merely enlist themselves with certain theories. An example could be silver stacking, as they call it, which is using metal. You exchange your money for metal, and you use metal as a store of wealth. There are some people that are really down with that. Different reasons, different strokes, different folks, whatever. But those same people who use certain aspects of logic about the economy will completely depart from an honest economic logic when it comes to other subjects. And nothing is worse for a person than to spend time and effort exercising a point just to get a brain dead response. It's heartbreaking. It makes you wonder where things are going. I don't personally have that problem. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky with the people that watch my vids and the people that take time to comment and PM me, and I'm very appreciative of it. And I think somehow I managed to shoo away the people that have so much of a problem with other aspects of logic. And I wonder what would be the difference. What is the difference between Corey C and myself? You know, where each of us say has 2,000 subscribers, he gets 500 brain dead comments about silver, and then I'll get 20 comments that are completely on topic and extremely respectful, and it's really cool. The only thing that I can see as the difference is that I don't emphasize the low-hanging fruit, such as hanging my channel on economic logic and then expecting people to get the other type of logic. I think there's a difference in the approach that I took. Like, I started out with just using social logic, and then I just sort of dabble in the economic logic. Yeah, I sounded like a bunch of retarded double talk. But hopefully you get my point. If not, let me know. I can take it down a peg. So what I'm saying is thank you, and I'll put a link to Lengthy Un Arter. Man, people in their damn YouTube names. I was just getting checked for hernia. All right, y'all. I'm going to be going out of town on business. So I'm not sure what sort of vids I'll be able to put up or what I'll be inspired to make. I got to get some parts for my main camera, which is on the Blink. So when I get the parts for that, we're going to be getting back to Fred the Farmer and his battle with communism. We're going to go back in time a little bit. By the way, Cranky Prepper took the ball and ran with Fred the Farmer. He's got some interesting stuff. I'll put a link to his channel down there also. Now, he's going through a rough time with the changes to the Google use policy. Wait, real quick before I get off of here, this Google use policy that people have so much trouble with, I don't mean to break it to anyone here, but I read the Google terms of use originally, and as a matter of fact, the new policy has less stuff in it than the old one did. Nothing's actually changed. Google has always done the cookies and malware stuff, and most places have. Yahoo, you know the toolbars, your Yahoo, Google Chrome, all those toolbars and stuff like that. It's all linked and interconnected. And I mean, you ever notice how like advertising seems to be mystically fit in with what you're interested in, be it gold or silver or politics or whatever. It's pretty fascinating. It's been going on for a long time, and people have been talking about it for a long time. But I can understand that if it's aggravating to people to actually see it spelled out clearly, like Google has done actually a very good job of spelling it out clearly. But it's the same thing you'll run into with any sort of internet provider. So you'll even get it from your home service provider. I don't know if you've ever done like what is it called? Let me see. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, private browsing, right? If you've ever gone on private browsing for when you want to look at porn, it says none of this data will be shared on your computer. However, your internet service provider will still have a log of where the IP address goes. There's ways around it if you're that worried about it. But the ultimate thing is to just get off the internet totally. It's not to go over to Zipcast or whatever. If it bothers you that much, then you bounce. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why hackers do dial-up, because dial-up will port your PC through another IP address instead of hooking your MIC code directly to an IP. Not that I just said that out loud, but those days are waning, man. All right, so yeah, I think this was a pretty good checking in video. I'm gonna give it a sexy title. call it district attorney abuses of power. Yeah. All right. Y'all take care and enjoy. And thanks again for everything.